4th month of the year, the 30th day in that particular month. Actually, no, the 29th day in that particular month, the day after my birthday. Happy birthday in the comments, pussy. But back to this. The first thing we're talking about is some Marvel Rivals. Now, there are some balance notes, some patch notes, but the first thing I wanted to do was talk about this article that I saw. Titled, But Why? Marvel Rivals tanks and strategists are continuously baffled by the DPS players refusing to switch. And the reason why I found this interesting mostly is because of the title. Because I'm not gonna lie, as someone who is a tank player, now I'm really a flex player. I play support, I play DPS, I play tank, I play Vanguard, I play strategist, I play fucking duelist. I play all 3 of those roles, and I'm good at different characters in all of those roles. Now, yes, I do prefer to play a more dive-oriented playstyle. I'm not a one-trick pony. I can do something other than dive, but if you ask me what I prefer to dive. Whether it's dive in the front line, dive in the back line, dive in the middle, don't matter. I like diving. But as someone who plays all 3 roles, I'm not baffled. Playing DPS is fun. Playing DPS is cool. It's the class that we look at as cool. It's the class that we look at as you could run a lobby if you just pick the right duelist. Like, there's been times where I've seen people who are Smurfs pick Hella, run the lobby. People who are Smurfs pick fucking pick Adam Warlock, run the lobby. I've seen Smurfs who were what's another character? Oh, Bucky, run the lobby. I've seen Smurfs who are playing Doctor Strange, Hulk, run lobbies. I've seen a lot of people. Who the fuck is playing on my communication device? Okay, cool. That's funny. Anyway, I've seen people pick and play a bunch of different characters and straight up just run lobbies. That being said, what I need a lot of people to realize is ego. Ego is the reason why they don't want to switch. They think that they could go into any lobby and run that lobby and be the best and greatest in that lobby. Ego. Ego's the answer. They think they could just go in that lobby, be fucking great, and run the lobby. No. But let's read into this article and see what they have to say about it. Let's see what their talk is. There's an obvious difference between the classes in Marvel Rivals. Yeah, Vanguards are the tanks. You know, your job is to stand in front, absorb damage while you initiate fights. DPS, your job is to do damage. Whether it's burst damage or sustained damage, do damage. And then the strategist, your deal is to support. Now, a lot of people have this misconception where they think support means person who heals me and makes me invincible. No, that's not what a support is. What a support is there's somebody who supports what the team needs. So, for example, if the team has a bunch of burst damage, but they need sustained damage, then you pick somebody like Adam Warlock who could constantly just put out a menacing amount of damage. If, as a support, you need a heal bot, then you could pick somebody like Rocket. Like I was saying, supports. Their job is to support. So, for example, if the DPS are busy having a fight, you as a support, you as Mantis, go ahead shoot that squid. You as Jeff, go ahead throw a couple shots at that squid. If in what's shorty name? If Penny Parker has her mines on the field and you're playing Invisible Woman, throw the orb on the mine joint. So that even if it's around the corner, you'll be hitting the mines, doing damage to them, making them weaker. So your DPS that can't aim, that shoot, like they be moving the mouse like this, that shoot, that they be aiming a controller like this, that DPS, yeah, help them out. Do some damage to the mines too, because I feel like a lot of strategists, which is going to go into this whole thing that we're talking about later, a lot of strategists forget that your character is equally capable of doing damage. Now, are you going to have a high damage output? Like, are you gonna be like Spider-Man, Black Panther, Star-Lord, Hella, two-tapping, us 2-tapping squishies and 5-tapping tanks with headshots. No, you're not going to be doing that. Are you going to be pulling people out of position and putting them where they're not supposed to be to beat them up and have the whole back line just destroy that one person and focus that one person? No, that's the job of a duelist. A duelist's job is also to put people in position so that a fuck ton of damage can be done to them. That's why, for example, Wolverine has a grab that could take a tank halfway across the lane. He could just and take you down the entire hallway. That's why Bucky has a grab that pulls you out of no man's land. That's why Iron Fist has a move where he kicks you into the wall and just starts beating the brakes off. Okay, so that's the rundown of everything they're gonna say in this shit. Oh, also, solo tanking is hell. Because, in my opinion, is it possible? Alright, so the first thing I'm going to address is there's going to be a lot of people that swear to God it's possible to solo tank with everybody. That's some low elo shit. I promise you right now. When you get out of low elos, you will rarely see a solo tank, and that's for a reason. The only time you will not see a solo tank is if there's somebody on the level of like team captain on the enemy team playing Wolverine or whatever the equivalent for Bucky is. Because otherwise, there are multiple different characters that can be antis to tanks and stuff like that, but none of them are as bad as Wolverine, for example. Like, solo tanking is not realistic in any scenario other than the other team has a Wolverine and a Bucky constantly bullying the tank. They're just pulling the tank back and forth and doing whatever they want, CCing the brakes off of the tank so they can't move, pulling them away from LOS from the supports. That's the only time solo tanking is a real viable option. In any other setting, which is most other settings, if we're being realistic, most other settings, nah, solo tank is not real. Solo tank is not a real thing. I promise you, it's not a real thing. That's some low elo shit. Because once you get out of low elo, that solo tanking shit is invalid. And even in low elo, shit's still not valid. But let's talk about this paragraph. The paragraph that sounds more interesting. Some players load the so-called DPS Instalockers. Yes, we do. Because sometimes I see motherfuckers Instalock DPS because they watch their favorite YouTuber do a bronze to celestial run, and they think, wow, if they can do it, so can I. Hey, I'm an optimist, all right? Anybody can do anything, but not you. Sometimes you just gotta sit back and realize you're not that guy. Sometimes you gotta spend more time in the training mode. Sometimes you gotta rough it out and realize, hey, bruh, there's gonna be matches where people gonna make that call for me to switch, and I'm gonna need to switch. Maybe somebody else is better at being DPS, and I'd be better suited as a support role in this position at this point in time. The way I put it is like, hey, bro, sometimes you are that guy, and today's just not your day. Now, I'm not gonna dick ride your ego. If you're trash, you're trash. But sometimes you are that guy, and it's just not your day. And sometimes you gotta switch. So yes, we hate Instalockers because Instalockers usually don't switch, and it's gotten to the point to where I'm so tired of people not switching. I'm like, look, listen, either I'm gonna bully everybody else into switching, or we gonna lose this match. Because if you're not willing to switch, that means you're not willing to win, which means we were going to lose anyway. Because I'm not switching back for a whole season, for a whole 2 seasons technically, because in season 0 I did it too. For a whole 2 seasons, I was the only one willing to switch. Most of the time, when somebody was doing poorly on their role and I was like, hey, is it possible you could switch and I'll play that role instead? Nah, I don't want to switch. Then we lose because whatever their role is doing, because they suck at it, and we need something to make up and they don't want to switch off because I don't want to switch off for support and now we have no heals. We lose the match anyway. So I'm looking at it like either they're too stubborn to switch, which means we're going to lose anyway, or I'm going to make up where they're lacking if I can get them to switch. Because sometimes you just need to make that call. Sometimes people are stubborn. I'm going to test if you're stubborn. Because I look at it, if you're stubborn, that means you have something wrong with your mentality in terms of like this game, to where you're just going to try and do whatever you're trying to do. And unless I can outplay your stupidity, like, is GG's anyway. Because one thing I like had to learn why feeding is bad, like the most important stat on the board for everybody is not dying, is because you have to think of it like this. It is a 6v6. If you die in a 6v6 game, your team is now fighting a 5v5. Let's say you got two people who are divers who don't have room to dive yet. Now, you're leaving your team to fight a 3v6 because you died and you have two divers on the team. You see how that works? You see how that works? Just simple deduction, simple reasoning like that is why the most important stat is how many times you die. That's why if you go in a comp and niggas will get 15 kills but die 10 times, be like, but I got 15 kills though. Who got the most final hits? It's like, yes, you got 15 kills, but you had to die 10 times to get them. That's a bad thing. That is a bad thing. That means your KD is less than 1 kill per life. That's terrible. I'm not saying you gotta have 100 kills per life, but goddamn, you can't have 2, 3. And like simple concepts like that are concepts that just they don't grasp, that go over their head. And sometimes you just gotta let it go. You just gotta let it go. Be like, we're gonna lose this. This is my government mandated loss. Hopefully the next round is better. But for a whole season, I had to deal with motherfuckers not switching. So now I'm the one not switching. Fuck out of here. And I want to play Duelist. I skipped out on playing Duelist for a whole season and change. I want to play Duelist. I want to see what it's like to be the Panther. Jump in the back line, do this, and then chuck a spear at somebody. I want to be the one to brick the spears and go 13 and 44. I want to do it now. It's my turn. And I probably ain't even going to go 13 and 44. I'm going to go like 13 and 2. Because I actually know when to leave. Some of you motherfuckers need to learn what a tactical retreat is. Anyway, it isn't easy being a solo tank support when the rest of your team is made up of duelists. It really isn't. It really isn't. Especially if you got 3 duelists that can't fucking shoot and won't switch to either support or tank. GG's, nigga. So what is it about playing DPS that has so many Marvel Rivals players enamored with the role? Ego. Well, the majority of the answers came from tank strategists, and they didn't have many nice words for fellow players. Random nigga number 7 suggested, it's a combination of many things. I would say firstly is ego, then 90% of people I see in ranked, even in current plat, are people who just play ranked as casual, which is fair, because like to be fair, from my understanding, people who are actual professional pro players don't even take ranked serious. Like I don't remember what team it was. It could be the Sentinels, because that's the only Marvel Rivals team I know off the top of my head. But I remember hearing that there was a Marvel Rival team that rank-wise, everybody on the team was only Plat 3. Like Plat 3, Plat 2. So when I found that information out, I was like, why is that? Then I asked somebody one day, because we got on the topic and we was talking about it, and they broke it down to me. You need to be Platinum to enter like the Marvel Rivals official tournament. And they was like, most of the time, pro players don't play ranked because they like ranked is not a good test of skill, and rank got a bunch of dumbass restrictions. Like for example, let's say you and your whole team are legitimately top 500 in the game level. Once you get to Eternity, which I think is after Celestial, I'm not sure. Let me look it up. We don't trust AI ranking. Yeah, okay, so let me open, where is it? So boom. Yeah, Eternity. So once you're in the like highest 2 ranks of the game, Eternity win above all, which anybody who plays in tournaments for money to like plays in official Marvel Rivals tournaments and stuff like that, and their official Marvel Rivals team, anybody who was to play in any of those would basically be Eternity one above all players. They would team because they play in 6 stacks because they are a professional team. And Eternity and one above all, you can't team no more. So it doesn't make sense to play in ranked when they could play something called scrims, which it's a fancy way to say custom matches where people play the competitive format, but they don't play in ranked mode where you're losing, winning rank stats. They're more so playing to learn how to play with each other and to learn how to practice against people that are also on their level or on like their levels of good with communication and stuff like that. Basically, think of it like you don't sell tickets to, well, in the NFL they kind of do, but Like in a high school football team, you don't sell tickets to the practice games. The practice games are what people do to like practice and stuff like that. The games where it actually matters, which in this case will be the tournament, not ranked. That's what they make their money off of. That's where they go hard. That's where they sweat. So they don't give a fuck about ranked mode. Because ranked mode don't make them no money. Ranked mode don't give them anything. So, So they try any character they want as they don't care about winning. Which is crazy. Why would you go into a ranked mode if you don't care about winning? If you don't care about winning, take your stupid ass to quick play. The third, probably because the support experience is currently not fun and not rewarding. Yeah. So the best way to put it, playing support in Marvel Rivals right now, like there's a lot of like memes and stuff going on about like not miscommunication, but like about the fact that supports are on strike. I think that's mostly a meme, and I think that people are reluctant to go support more so because like think of it like this. Playing support, you get rewarded the least for winning and punished the most for losing. If I lose twice as hard because I was support. And if I win twice as less or twice least, whatever the inverse would be as twice as much more. You lose twice as hard because you don't have a lot of final hits and a lot of KOs and eliminations unless like it was a dumb long match. And if the match was long, going on in like 2 overtimes and stuff like that, guess what happens? It's a draw. You don't get that many points for a draw anyway. Random nigga number 8 stated, honestly, my take is they don't want to. Simple as that. They like their characters and they like their DPS. Yes, most people are one tricks, not because like they hate you or anything. Most people are one tricks because they don't care. Like they don't care to play any other character in the game. If the game, to be real, I hate the fact that the game locks you off of characters that somebody else tricks with. But also at the same time, one thing you gotta realize about this game is that if they let everybody pick the character, people would do shit like pick Iron Man and you just gotta hear 6 maximum pulse back to back. Or people would do shit like everybody pick Adam Warlock. Soul Bonds back to back to back. Like that's why when they had that clone rumble mode, they disable certain characters like Loki and Adam Warlock. Because that shit wouldn't be fun. Niggas just walking around and not dying. Like, no. So, like, it's certain things like that that make it the way it is in terms of people wanting to only play one character. And if they don't get their one character, they leave the match. But it's also like, yo, like, just tough it out. There's 30-something characters in this game. And if you don't get to play this one, you gotta leave and fuck up the experience for everybody. Like, to me, that's the same feeling as we start a basketball team and you get picked last and you like, yo, give my ball, I gotta go home. Like, bro, it's not that serious. Yo, I need my ball. Ma said I gotta bring my ball home. She said y'all brought my ball home too late last time. Nigga, no, she didn't. Nah, she said that we weren't there. Yo, give me my ball. That's the fit. My headphones. I'm trying out using these headphones wirelessly and it started crunching. Yeah, probably. I'm gonna wait till lag fixes itself a little bit. Okay, it's saying 200. I'm waiting for it to. There we go. We're good. We should be back in live in effect. But yeah. Like to me, that it has the same feeling. Yo, give me my ball back. I gotta go home. No, damn well that motherfucker ain't gotta go home. They just saying that because they got picked last. They want to pew and don't want to play taker strategist, so go to quick play. So they don't. They would rather lose than switch. And they know in 80% of cases, someone else will finally switch. I'm not that 80%. I stopped being the 80, nigga. I'm 24. Now we are all for the idea of everyone getting to play the game as they want. However, this is a team-based game. That's the point that I want to emphasize. Like, you motherfuckers hop on a team-based game and get told, hey, bro, we need you to make a team-based decision and go. Like this is like playing basketball and not wanting to pass the ball to somebody who's wide open. Like, bro, you got 4 people on you. Just do that. You got 4 people on you. It's 5 people on the court. Well, let's say 6 for sake of understanding. And 6 people on court. 4 people are on you. Where does that leave the other 5 people on your teammate? I'll give you a second. Open. That leaves everybody else open. Pass the ball. And some people are Kobe when it comes to not passing the ball, and they have that mentality, and they nice. They hitting every shot to where it's like, you know what? Even when I get the ball and I got the opportunity to shoot, I'd rather pass it to you. If you can make that shot with 3 people on you. Some people are Kobe. Then there's people that have the Kobe mentality of snatching the ball, but they snatching the ball, they try to grab the ball, hog the ball, break, ending the game looking like Tony Snell with Tony Snell type stats. 100 rebounds, 0 assists, 0 shots scored, 0. At least I got rebounds though. Yeah, but you ain't do shit with them. That's what it feels like to watch somebody not to hop on a not want to communicate, hop on a game, on a team game, and not want to communicate. And I can understand to an extent not wanting to mic up and talk, because like there's a lot of toxic people out there. But like, if you don't want to ping nothing, if you don't want to hop on a mic and somebody's on the mic talking to you, brother man, sister woman, you can't be mad if you're getting dove by 4 and 5 fucking people. You're getting dicked in the back line, and I'm just up here pushing the payload calmly. Say something. Sometimes you get dove when I don't know and I don't have time to turn around. Or maybe it's a situation where I'm a solo tank and I can't turn around. Turning around is not an option. Because then if I turn around, guess who has my back? My enemies. As a fucking player in a team game where your objective is to get eliminations, your best thing you can see is this. Because that means the person is running away from you. They're giving you their back. They don't see you as a threat. Make yourself a threat. That doesn't mean one should just entirely stop playing DPS, but learn to flex. But rather, if you see there's only one strategist or tank, switch and help them out. Everyone deserves to have fun, and non-DPS players haven't been having fun for a while. True. Sometimes I want to play DPS. Sometimes I want to play Captain America and just dive the back line, but because nobody else wants to go tank, now I gotta play Captain Frontline, or I gotta fucking pick Doctor Strange or Groot and hope they don't have a Wolverine or a Bucky over there zipping me back and forth and yelling armed and dangerous every... Oh wait, I gotta say it more calm. Armed and dangerous. Every 5 minutes just yelling again. It's like, God help me. That doesn't mean one should just entirely... Only one strategist or tank, switch and help them out. Everyone deserves to have fun, and non-DPS players haven't been having fun for a while. Let's help them out. The new mode, blah, blah, blah. We don't give a fuck about that. Test your Marvel Rival knowledge with this quiz. Nigga, this ain't 2006. Now, with this one, I want to read about the balance patches real quick. I'm going to just skim through it. The Sentinel of Liberty will see some reductions to his survivability. No way, they're talking about Captain America. Now, you may be sitting there a little bit confused going, how the fuck is this a buff? Let me explain. So for those of y'all who don't know, Wolverine and Iron Fist have a specific mechanic. More so Wolverine, because with his, it's way more deadly. Have a specific mechanic where if you have a larger health bar, a larger health pool, they delete your health faster. So for example, Wolverine kills somebody with 700 health faster than somebody with 200 health. Now there's a lot of math shit that I have to explain that I don't care to explain, but just understand that's the basic idea of how Wolverine works. He can kill somebody with 700 health faster than he can kill somebody with 200 health. Captain America getting a health buff was a bad thing, because the higher his health gets buffed, the more likely he is to die to Wolverine grabbing him quickly. Now that they're lowering his health, it takes Wolverine slightly longer to kill him. That's a good thing. As someone who plays dive take and as someone who plays Wolverine and who stops dives, kills dives completely by playing Wolverine, every time you jump on my supports, I love to see this, man. This makes Captain America just that much harder to just that much easier to live with. Doctor Strange will experience a reduction in energy cost for his ult. I don't know why they keep touching this character. He is fucking fine. He is a balanced character now. Leave him the fuck alone. Amplifying his mystical menace on the battlefield. Increase the energy cost to unleash the Eye of Agamotto a little bit. I don't feel like that's going to be too impactful. That's only 200, but I don't know how much that is quantifiable relative to like actual in-game playing time. The Floral Colossus ability to... Who? Oh, probably Groot. Ability to isolate enemies and block damage will take a minor hit. Reduce the health of Iron Wood Wall from 700 to 600. Damn. This matters a lot because one of the things that is good about Iron Wood Wall is that whenever you're ulting, it takes so much damage to take it down that like, oh my god, 1 second.
Clean that dog shit up too.
I'll be back in 1 second. Yeah, but like I was saying, that's gonna nerf him. That's quite a bit of a nerf. I don't know, bro. That's quite a bit of a nerf, but we'll see. Duelist, we're tightening the If it wasn't copyrighted, I would start playing All Happy Days. You know what? I'll take the hit. If this gets muted in the future, fuck it. Take it off screen. Oh, it's not a video. I wish I had a bottle of champagne right now. I wish I had a shotgun to shoot in the air like an American. Today is a good day. No longer will Spider-Man players swing across the map, say flip, and you end up in a blast zone somewhere. Can I be happy for a second? Spider-Man nerfs! Thank you, Lord, for nerfing Spider-Man! I prayed for times like this, to quiet happiness like this. I'm so happy, bro. I'm happy. They got his bitch ass up out of here. Decrease the damage range of amazing combo from a 5-meter radius to a 4-meter radius. I need more. I want them to break this nigga's spine. I want them to nerf the dog shit out of Spider-Man. Fuck that dumbass combo where all you have to do is sit in training mode and build up a goofy ass amount of fucking muscle memory, then you come out of nowhere, Venom team up and push niggas into a wall that causes them to die. Like, fuck out of here. Bucky is getting a combat upgrade. I don't know why you're buffing Bucky. Ramping up his threat level and firepower on the field. Adjusted tainted voltage ability. That's the ability where he does this and the red rings come out. Adjusted tainted voltage ability to have 2 charge levels. What the fuck? While keeping the cooldown time unchanged. Why? What? Why? What the fuck? Why? What the hell? What the helly? the Helion? What the Heliante? What the hell, LeBron James? Why? Why? Bro, I swear to God, nobody was crying. We need a Winter Soldier buff. Nobody was saying that. Now, I know some people were exaggerating and saying that Winter Soldier was like the greatest character ever. But bro, really? You gave this nigga 2 charges on one of his better moves that has like a 7-second cooldown or some goofy shit like that? Like, brother, what the fuck is this? This didn't need a cooldown reduction. So now, instead of being able to do this and CC a crowd of people and slow them 40%, take flyers out the sky, he can do this. Well, yo, does it stack and slow people 80%? That would be fucking crazy. For this nigga to be able to double burn a cooldown and get 80%. Oh, God. I don't know why the fuck. That part, the whether they stack or not part is up in the air. But bro, this nigga did not need any buff in any way, shape, or form. What the fuck is wrong with you? He's already one of the most solid characters in the game. Undebatably one of the top 5 best duelists in the game. This nigga fits into every comp and always has a purpose. What the fuck? Strategies. We're enhancing the avatar of life so Adam Warlock's sustainability to keep him fighting for cosmetic justice. Added a new effect to quantum magic. When a crit lands on an enemy, reduce the cooldown time. Hold on. Yeah, I need the music. Let me read that again. So, hey, guys. Y'all remember how Adam is one of the most anti-dive characters? One of the most anti-dive supports in the game? Yeah. They made that one able to heal more. The one that's already hard as fuck to dive? Yeah, they buffed him. The one that already does a fuck ton of damage and makes up for the amount of damage they do. And, I mean, the amount of damage they do for the lack of healing they have. Yeah, let's buff that character. Bro, I feel so bad for niggas in upper rank that fucking hate that goddamn res comp that's going on. Because, oh my god, that res is about to become so immeasurably unfucking usable. Not because it's bad, but because Avatar Livestream is his main way of healing. That's when it heals everything, right? So if you buff that means that in higher level lobbies, when you dive at him, that nigga's just gonna headshot you 5-6 times and again. Lord! I had to say it. Anyway, like, oh my god, fuck all Adam players. That shit was so unnecessary. That was such an unnecessary ass buff. Ty and Tandy, so Cloak and Dagger for you motherfuckers that don't read, are sharpening their blades and cloaks for more impactful strikes. As Cloak increased damage of Dark Force Cloak from 75 damage per second to 80, as Dagger increased the damage of Light Force Dagger on hit from 15 to 18. That's what, 15, 16, 17, 18? That's 3. I don't think that's that impactful for a Cloak. Like, technically, you'll be able to kill a bit faster, but she's not a damage-based character, so buffing her damage to me feels weird, but buffing Cloak's damage makes a little bit more sense, because, like, Cloak, once I, like, got consistent with Captain America's animation cancel, Cloak is very fucking easy to dive. Like, she drops that bubble and you just punch her shit in and out damage, and, like, it is very easy as Captain America, the pillow puncher, to out damage her bubble's ability to heal. So I feel like they should buff that instead of buffing her damage. That would make a little bit more sense, but I guess the idea is to make it harder for her. Not harder, excuse me. The idea is to make it easier for her to be able to fight back. We're ramping up this K-pop sensation's damage output when she strikes enemies from a distance. Adjusted the damage fall off of from 60 at 40 to 75. The damage fall off goes from 75. We're ramping up her damage output when she hits you from the distance. What? The damage fall off is higher. Am I misinterpreting this? They said higher damage fall off, but they also said they're ramping up her damage. I'm lost. We're empowering Mantis' damage output to reflect her true fighting spirit. We are undefeatable! Wait, 1 second, I gotta go. Hey, yo. Anyway, like I was saying, we are undefeatable. Yeah. 50 to 55. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. That's only 5. That'll make it so that people die slightly faster, but not too much faster. That'll take like 0.5 seconds off. A legendary alliance gets an even bigger boost. Upon leaping to a teammate, Stellar Impact will provide 50 bonus health to allies within range. What the fuck is Stellar Impact? Stellar Impact. Oh, is that this shit? Yeah, I think that's a Captain America shit. Okay, that makes the move a bit more useful because now he can help teammates be a bit more sustainable in team fighting. So that's cool, I guess. That's cool, I guess. Because it used to only give the extra health to Bucky and Captain America, but now that it gives 50 bonus health to like your teammates too, cool, I guess. That's cool, I guess. Now on to some more general gaming news. If you are in the Twitch stream, just reload your tab.